Good morning, students. Welcome back to Mahadava International School. So, in the last class, we were studying the biology chapter named plant tissues. So, within a fraction of time, let us recall whatever we had studied in the previous classes. So, in the previous class, we were studying about the meristematic tissues and their classifications. So, in the meristematic tissue, we studied about what is a tissue. A tissue is a group of similar or dissimilar cells which is engaged in doing some specific work or function. Later, we classified the plant tissues into meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. And again, meristematic tissue was classified into apical, intercalary, lateral, and permanent tissues were classified into simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues, where complex permanent tissues were subclassified into xylem and phloem, and simple permanent tissues were classified into parenchyma, chlorenchyma, collenchyma, aerenchyma, and sclerenchyma. And later we studied about the meristematic tissue in detail. We came to know that meristematic tissues are found in the growing regions of the plant, that is, in the root, root tip, shoot tip, lateral bud, nodes, so where they occur. So these all the topics we had studied in the previous class. If you have forgotten this, you can go back to the previous video and you can watch it again. So today in this class we will be studying about the type of meristems. That is, we have three types of meristems, namely called as apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. You can see the images given here. So these are apical, intercalary, and lateral meristems. Now, in this table, we shall study where this type of meristematic tissues are found and what are their functions. Functions are nothing but what work does this meristematic tissues do. First is we shall study about apical meristems. So the place where these apical meristems are found are these are found in the tip of the stem and root. Tip in the sense the most highest part of the plant. That is the highest part where it is growing. So this is called as the tip. And you know what is the tip of the root? That is the end part of the root. So apical meristems are found in the tip of the stem and root. So what they do is they increase the length at the tips. That is, while it is in the top, they will increase the width, height of this plant, and when it is in the root, they will increase the length of the root. So that is, apical meristem is found in the growing regions, that is to increase the length of the tips. Second is we have intercalary meristems. So where do these found? These are found between the tip and the base of the stems, leaf, and the base of internodes and leaf. So intercalary meristems are found between the tip of the base of the stems. See, in between the stems you can find here. Okay, so in between the stems or in between the leaf nodes, such type of intercalary meristems are found. So what is the main use of this is they are used for the growth, that is increasing the length between the nodes. So between the nodes they will increase the length of this plant. So these are intercalary meristems, whereas the last is lateral meristems. So where they are found, sides of stem, root, and also found as cambium in vascular bundles of dicot stem or root. So these are found in the stems, roots, and vascular bundles, that is vascular tissues. In dicot stem and root they are most commonly found. So even the function of this meristem is for the growth, that is to increase the diameter. Diameter is nothing but the width. So till now when we studied about the apical and intercalary meristems, they were all increasing the length, that is the height, whereas the last one where we studied lateral meristem, they were increasing the diameter, that is the width. Okay, so this is the width, this is the height. Okay, so to increase the width, lateral meristems are used. To increase the height, apical and intercalary meristems are used. So commonly we can tell that all these three different type of meristematic tissues are used to grow the plant, or we can tell that for the increasing of the growth we are using these meristematic tissues. Got it? Next, in the last topic, we shall study about secondary meristems, okay, or phloem or cork cambium. As a plant grows older, its outer protective tissue undergoes certain changes. A strip of secondary meristems called phloem or cork cambium replaces epidermis of stem. Cork cambium is a simple tissue having only one type of cell, helps the plant increase in girth or lateral growth of its stems, branches and roots. Now, in the case of human being also, there is a age where the growing of the human being, that is the height, will stop. In the same way, even in the plant, when they are going to become old, so some of their cells will get changed. That is, the girth of the plant, you can see a strip of secondary meristems called phloem or cork cambium replaces the epidermis of stem. So here the cells what you can see here, they will be replaced by permanent cells. That is, they cannot reproduce, that is they cannot give birth to the other cells, that is the capacity of giving birth will end up. So you can see this type of tissues whenever you go for traveling on the roadside, the plants will be cut and they would have thrown these plants, that is would have become the trees, the big trees. So in the cork region you can find these things, that is secondary meristematic tissues. And second is secondary cortex or phloem. Cork cambium gives off a new cells on both sides, thus forming cork on the outer side and the secondary cortex or phloem on the inner side. The bark of the tree is formed by the layer of cells which is cut by cork cambium. So when a tree becomes very old, that is when you have planted it before some around 10 to 15 years back, now this tree has become very old. So you can see a cortex has formed. Some people what they do is some small childrens, they take the stone and they hit on this and they will remove the cork. So this is the cork cambium, that is the dead cells are formed here. Next is annual rings. As a tree grows, it produces a new layer of wood around the trunk, just under a bark. If a tree is cut down, the layers are visible in a cross section. The layers appear as a set of concentric circles known as annual rings. So that is what I was discussing earlier. So on the roadsides, when big trees have been cut, so just go and see there. So you can see that annual rings are formed. Not only you have to go near the roadsides, even if there is a big tree which has been cut down near your houses, you can see, so the rings are formed. We call that as annual rings. In general, one layer of the wood grows each year, forming annual rings. So each year one ring will be formed. Each layer consists of two colors of wood: light colored early wood that grows in the spring and summer, and dark denser late wood from the autumn and winter season. So as we know that, see, the climate here is changing. That is, sometimes we have a summer season, sometimes we have autumn, sometimes we have winter. So in the summer season, so the color of this rings will be light colored, whereas when they are in the autumn and winter season, they are late wood color. That is, the rings in the plant will have different colors. You can see this when you can observe the trees which have been cut. That is, the trees which are very old, which are very high in the length, as well as the width of them is very huge. So such type of plants or trees, you can see all these rings. We call those ring as annual rings. They will lose the capacity to division of cells. That is the last stage. Okay, so this comes to the end of our chapter. That is the first chapter from biology, that is meristematic tissues, or studying about tissues. So please go through the last video and this video and start writing your notes. So I'll shortly update you the notes, everything. So we shall have a test about these two chapters also. Okay, have a good day, take care.